So just for anyone who's practicing later from our YouTubes, we are going to start in a seated position. We're going to do a little standing tree pose work from the back of the chair later, but no props needed this morning. So get comfortable in your chair, scoot yourself back, wiggle into your seat, and then just give everything a moment to settle in. Let your body quiet down. And as you start to settle in here, take a moment to notice what part of you is taking a little bit longer to find that settling in. Is it your body, or is your mind still running a little bit faster than your body? So just take a second to notice. And there's no right or wrong. You might already be totally at ease and relaxed, but if you notice that one part of you is taking a little bit longer to get there, tune in, pay attention, give it an extra second. And then if you can, send your awareness right down to your feet, and then just notice the solidness of the floor beneath your feet. Maybe notice the texture underneath your feet. So if you're on a yoga mat, or if you're on a carpet or a hard floor, just notice what's going on underneath your feet. Or if you have socks or shoes on, maybe notice the texture there. And then if you can, let your feet be a little softer and heavier on the ground. And then let your awareness come up to the seat underneath you. So your chair underneath you, notice the solidness or the softness, whatever kind of texture is the chair that you're sitting in. And then notice the chair behind your back. And then as you get that sense of that solidness underneath your feet, underneath your seat, and behind your back, now can you tune in and notice the spaciousness in front of you and the spaciousness above you? And then as you get a sense of that spaciousness above you, maybe tune in back to your physical body and notice the spaciousness within your body. So maybe something simple as the space between your knees. And then maybe tune in and notice the space between your arms and your side body. And then you can tune in maybe and find that more small or subtle spaciousness. So you might think about the spaces between your toes, the spaces between the bottom of your feet. Parts of your feet are connected to the floor, and then parts of your feet are raised up. So there's that little bit of space. So if you can get that idea of that spaciousness within your own body. Take one more moment to notice, just noticing whatever it is that comes up in your own body and your mind. And then before we move away from this place of stillness, just take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Keeping a fairly soft position in your chair, back resting against the back of your chair, seat nice and heavy, and eyes can stay closed down if it feels like the best way to go. Just let your awareness come down to your toes, and as you inhale, just lift your toes up just as far as they go naturally, and then exhale, let your toes just soften back down to the ground. Inhale, lift your toes up, maybe just a little bit higher, feeling a gentle stretch at the bottoms of the feet. Exhale, float your toes back down. Inhale, lift your toes. Notice the space between the bottom pads of your toes and the floor beneath you. Exhale, float your toes back down. Inhale, lift your toes, maybe lift them a little bit higher, and maybe spread your toes and notice the space between your toes. And then exhale, soften your toes down. And we're just going to do that one more time. Inhale, lift your toes, spread your toes, notice that spaciousness. And then exhale, float your toes down. Eyes can stay open or closed, totally up to you. But now we're going to take it toes and the balls of the feet. So as you inhale, lift your toes, lift the balls of the feet. Exhale, balls of the feet down, toes down to the ground. Inhale, lift your toes, lift the balls of your feet. Exhale, balls of the feet down, toes down to the ground. One more just like that. Inhale, lift your toes, lift the balls of your feet. Exhale, balls of the feet down, toes down to the ground, and then just slide your feet in so it's a comfortable way to go, and then we're going to lift the heels. Inhale, lift your heels up away from the ground. Exhale, float your heels back down. Inhale and lift your heels up. Exhale, float your heels down. One more just like that. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, float your heels down, and then we're going to lift the back away from the seat. So now you're just sitting in that upright tall position, keeping that upright tall position, but lean forward just slightly so your hands are on your knees, and then come back to that heel lift. Inhale, lift your heels away from the floor, gently pushing your hands into your knees. Exhale, float your heels down with control. Inhale and lift your heels up, and then notice with your eyes closed, do your ankles wobble as you lift up? Exhale to lower down. Can you keep a nice even position of the ankles? Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale and lower your heels down. And then open your eyes, move right into your seated cat cow. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest, arch your back. Exhale and round your back just a little bit. You might feel the chair against your back as you round back. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, round back and see if you can find your back against the chair. Beautiful. One more just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Inhale, find a neutral spine, and then you're just going to walk your butt forward in your chair so that your butt's finding that center of the seat and your feet are nice and solid on the ground. And then come back to that nice tall position of the spine. We're going to move up into the shoulders. Inhale, lift your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, float them down. And then if you like, close your eyes down, you know what you're doing. Inhale, lift your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale and float your shoulders down. One more just like that. Inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale to float your shoulders down, and then keeping the shoulders in that slightly down position, we're going to try to hug the shoulders in towards each other. So just a little hug in at the chest. So imagine you're drawing your shoulders in towards each other. You might feel your armpit chest activate, and then bring the shoulders back to just a neutral position. Hug the shoulders in, maybe feel that little squeeze in the armpit chest. Exhale, bring the shoulders back. Do that one more time. Inhale, squeeze in. Exhale to draw it back, and now we're going to take it backwards. So we're going to just hug the shoulders back, like you're just trying to squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other, and then release. Hug the shoulders back, squeeze between the shoulder blades, and release. Do that one more time. Hug the shoulder blades back, get that little squeeze, and then release. Nice. And then lean forward slightly. So we're going to come back to the hands on top of the knees, but now we're going to lean in just a little bit further. So bring your heart forward just to the point where you feel like you can push your hands into the tops of the knees. And then we're going to keep our hands nice and strong, and our hands are going to create a little bit of resistance. So as you push down into your knees, push into your heels, lift your heels away from the floor, keep pushing into your knees, create that resistance. And then with that same control, lower your heels back down to the ground, but the hands are still pushing into the knees. Push into the knees, lift your heels up with control. Push into your knees, lower your heels back down with control. Beautiful. One more just like that. Push into your knees, lift your heels up with control. Nice. Push into your knees, lower your heels down, and then come back to a nice tall position and let your hands come down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Left hand's going to stay down, right hand's going to reach up. Take 3 gentle side bends. So start nice and small, just giving a little bit of time to open up through the side of the body. Beautiful. And then float that hand down, take it over to the other side. 3 gentle side bends. Take it small and mindful so you can just give a little bit of time to open up and gently stretch through the side body. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift up, take it right into a seated twist. So right hand's going to find the left knee, left hand is going to go behind you. Might be the low part of the chair, might be the top part of the chair, just whatever feels like a comfortable handhold. Rotate in that twist, take a nice deep breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, unwind and take your twist over to the other side. Catch your knee, the back of your chair, whatever version of that handhold works good for you. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, unwind, come back to center. Now we're going to walk our butt forward in our seat. So we're kind of coming towards the front edge of the chair. And then step your feet forward. We're going to take it into a nice little seated ragdoll. So super generous bend in the knees, plenty of space for the belly and the chest. Lean your heart forward with control. Forward folds are not always for everybody. So if you're ever feeling like the head underneath the heart is too much for you, stay in a more upright position. But if it feels okay to fold all the way down, allow the belly and chest to rest on the thighs. Come to a depth that works good for you. And then, if you can, soften your back of your neck, soften through your shoulders. Take a moment to let your awareness come back to your breath. Maybe notice the breath in your belly. You might notice that compression of breath against your thighs. One more moment to notice here. As you notice that compression of breath in the front of your body, maybe you can notice that freedom of breath in the back of your body, or that spaciousness of breath. And take one more breath. And then start to come up nice and slow. Walk your hands up your shins. Take your time as you come up. Step your feet into a nice firm stance so your feet are nice and firm on the ground. And then scoot your butt back so that your butt is nice and solid on the ground. And then find your mountain pose here. Anchor into your feet, maybe even gently pushing down into the feet so your legs feel lit up and nice and solid on your chair. And then reach energy down through the fingertips. Draw the shoulders down away from your ears. Reach up through the crown of your head. And then if your chin is slightly tilted up, pull it in and back just a little bit, almost as if you're trying to make a tiny little double chin here. Gaze forward, pause here in this nice strong position, and just take a nice big breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Think about lifting your heart. Dive forward, reach down toward your toes. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Pull the abdomen in, round back, roll up through the spine. Roll your shoulders all the way up to your ears. Roll them around, down, and back. We'll do that again. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Pull the abdominal muscles in. Roll up through the spine. Roll your shoulders all the way up to your ears, around, down, and back. Find your mountain pose again. Beautiful. One more time here. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, soften down. Pull the abdominal muscles in. Roll up through the spine. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, around, down, and back. And then we're going to reach the hands behind. Find the low part of the back of the chair. Hug your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Just a gentle back bend or an opening through the chest and the collarbones. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. With control, release and come back to your mountain pose. Nice. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Right hand's going to reach over to the left shin or to the knee. Left hand reaches up for a gentle twist, and then right away, float that hand down. We're going to slide up the knee, pull the knee up to the chest, just a light little gentle squeeze, and then right away, release that foot down to the ground. Come back to your mountain pose. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left hand over to the shin or the right knee. Right hand reaches up, gently twisting open, and then right away. Bring that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee gently up to the chest, a light little squeeze, and then right away release. Come back to your mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, soften down, right hand over to the left shin or knee. Left hand reaches up. Stay there for an extra cycle of breath if you can. Beautiful. And then float that hand down. Slide up the shin. Bring the knee up to the chest. And then we're going to hold on to that knee. Draw it in circles. Go in one direction. Draw it in circles. Go the other way. Hug that knee up towards the chest and then circle your foot in one direction. And then circle your foot the other way. Beautiful. And now same hand, same leg. We're going to hold on to the knee, open it up just a little bit, and then in that more out wide position, draw the knee in circles, go in one direction, and then draw the knee in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, bring it back in, set it down, find your mountain pose. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, soften down, left hand over to the right shin or knee, right hand reaches up. Stay in that twist for an extra cycle of breath. And then when you're ready, release that right hand down. We're going to slide up the shin, lift the knee to the chest, the light little squeeze, and then take that knee, draw it in circles, go in one direction. Take the knee, draw it in circles, go the other way. Hold on to that knee, hug it up towards the chest, circle your foot in one direction. And circle your foot the other way. Nice. And then same hand, same knee, swing that foot out just a little bit. Circle that knee in one direction. Beautiful. Circle your knee the other way. Nice. And then when you're ready, bring it back in, set it down, find your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. And then again, if folding forward is not for you this morning, you're just going to come up to a standing position in any way that works good for you. But if a forward fold feels nice, hands are going to find the ground. Then we're going to shift our weight forward just a little bit so we can feel our weight in our heels. And then we're going to keep the hands on the ground, start to lift your butt away from your chair. So you come into a little bit of a ragdoll fold situation. Super generous, bend in your knees, butt is lifted away from the chair. We're going to pull the abdominal muscles in and nice and slow, roll all the way up to a standing position. Take your time as you come on up. And then as you come up, get everything fixed up. And I'm going to turn my chair around, but you do the work that feels best to you. We're going to face the tall side of the chair and work a little tree pose today. So just something that you have access to so you can have a little bit of a handhold. That's what we're shooting for here. So start by facing your handhold. And then we're just going to start by transferring weight side to side. So transfer your weight into your left foot and then into your right, and just kind of get that little gentle sway going on. If you like, hands on the chair, close your eyes down just for a moment. Notice that nice gentle transfer of weight. Notice if one foot feels different than the other, toes feel different than the other, ankle feels different than the other. And also notice if one knee feels different than the other. Wonderful. And then keeping your weight over onto your left foot, we're just going to pick the right leg up and do just a light little pendulum swing in front of your body. So just crossing the midline just slightly. So we'll create a little bit of looseness in the hip socket. Nice. And then we're going to hold the leg out to the side and externally rotate. So we're just going to let the toe rotate up towards the ceiling and then point the toe forward. Beautiful. And then set that foot down, take it over to the other side. So shift your weight onto your right foot, pick your left leg up, and then we're just going to swing it slightly in front of the body, slightly across the midline. So we're just bringing a little fluid movement into the hip. Awesome. And then hold that leg out to the side, and then we're going to externally rotate the toe. So rotating the toe up towards the ceiling and then pointing the toe forward. Nice. And then set that foot down, both feet down on the ground, nice and even. Just a little quick peek down at your toes to make sure your toes feel even and pointing fairly forward. Hands on the chair, inhale and lift your heels up away from the floor. Exhale and just float your heels back down. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, float your heels down. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, float your heels down. Shift your weight over to your left foot just slightly. Bend your right knee, and then we're going to externally rotate. So we're going to start by keeping the toe on the ground. Notice how that feels. And then if you can, right here, just take your hands away from the chair. Notice if you feel stable or unstable. If you feel unstable, obviously, put your hands back on the chair. But if it feels good to be here, just take a moment to find a little bit of firmness in your center, a little lift up through the crown of your head. Hands are going to come back to the chair, and we're going to slide the foot up to the calf. And then this might be enough for you. You might never need to go any further than this, or you might need to bring the toe back down to the ground. So make sure you stay in a position that feels safe and comfortable to you. But if it feels okay to have that foot on the calf, now you're going to just find this little gentle press inward, as if you're gently pushing your foot into your standing leg. And then that push inward is going to pull upward. So you're going to push in with the foot and then lift energy up through the crown of your head. And then if you can, hands are going to come away from the chair, just finding that balance, that pushing in, that lifting up. And as you push in, you might even notice that little activation in your inner thigh or right around your knee. Take one more moment to notice. Hands on the chair, step that foot down, give your knees a little bop. And then we're going to shift our weight over to the right foot. Pick your left heel up, turn the knee out, pause there for a moment and notice. If you can, hands come away from the chair. If you need to set your hands down at any point, do it so that you feel supported. Awesome. Hands on the chair. We're going to slide that foot up. So maybe let that foot find your calf. And the external rotation of your knee is just that subtle variation that goes on in your own hips. So just make sure that it's only turned out to a point that feels good and not everything else has to come with it. If you can, lift your hands away from the chair. Take a moment. Awesome. Float your hands down to the chair. Step that foot off. Take a second. Bounce out your knees. We're going to come back to that right side. So shift your weight over to your left foot. Turn your right knee out. Maybe you leave the toe on the ground. Maybe you slide the foot up to the calf. Or maybe you help assist it and take it all the way up into the inner thigh. And there's no glory in that pose there. So if that does not work for you, bring it back down to the level that feels the best to you, that you can support. You can find some upward lifting energy. If you've got that foot on the inner thigh, same thing again here. We're going to imagine that little gentle pushing into the inner thigh. And then with that inward push, lift it up through your center. Reach it up through the crown of your head. And then if you can, hands away from the chair. Focus your gaze. Find a steady breath. And then just take a moment here to notice. So there's not a real stillness in this pose. My foot is constantly and actively trying to help support this balance here. So you might notice some wiggle in your feet, some wiggle in your ankles, some active work in your standing leg and your toe. Take one more moment just to notice that nice bit of energy, that work that's happening in your standing leg. If your foot is all the way up at that inner thigh, maybe help ease it off. Take a second, set it down, give your knees a little bounce. Nice work. And then we're going to take that to the other side. So shift your weight over onto your right foot. Start by turning your left knee out. You might choose to stay there, the big toe on the ground. That might be the best place for you to be. But if it feels good, maybe you step it up the calf. And then if you want just that little exploration, you might choose to help assist that foot to come up into the inner thigh. Find a happy position there. And then tune in and notice. So see if you can find that gentle inward press. That press and then lift upward with that press. So reaching up through the crown of your head. If it feels available, you might choose to lift your hands away from the chair, knowing that you've always got the chair there. If you're finding that exploration is nice, but the hand on the chair gives you that extra support, take the support if it's available. Focus your gaze. Notice your standing leg. Notice that bit of work that's going on in your foot, in your ankle, those little twitchy muscles that are helping control your balance here. Take one more moment. If your foot is on your inner thigh, maybe help assist and step it down. And then take a second, bounce out your knees, wiggle out your ankles. Ooh, that's a lot of work. All right, we're going to walk it back to a down dog. So hands on the chair, walk yourself back to a nice little V shape. Push back through your butt, let your head drop down between your arms. Let your chest be nice and heavy here and take a couple nice big breaths. Take one more breath. Soften your knees, lift your gaze, walk yourself forward. We're going to take one last tree on each side, but we're going to keep it short and sweet and to the point. So shift your weight over to your left. Externally rotate your right knee. Slide your foot up to your favorite position. Push inward, lift upward. If you can, hands away from the chair. Take one good breath. Hands down to the chair. Step your foot down. Shift your weight over to your right foot. Externally rotate the knee. Find your variation that you like the best. Find that inward press, that upward lift. And then if it feels available, hands away from the chair, take one good breath. Beautiful. Hands down, float the foot down, pop out those knees, wiggle out those ankles, and then we're going to come back down to a seated position. So you readjust yourself in whatever way works best for you, but we're going to sit our butt way close to the front end of the chair and then send your left leg out nice and long, a little flex in the foot. Take a nice big breath, dig up and over. Exhale, reach towards your foot. Does not matter if you touch your foot. You want to feel just a little gentle stretch maybe through the back of the leg. Beautiful, nice and easy. Bring it up, slowly slide that foot in, and we're going to take it right to the other side. Extend the leg out, a light little flex in the foot, micro bend in the knee if that feels good. Think up and over. Exhale, reach towards your foot. Does not matter if you find your foot. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and easy, slide it all back up and in. We're going to pick up the left leg. So grab the knee, grab the heel, rock it out just a little bit. Awesome. And then set that leg across. So you're going to find your variation of figure four that works good for you. I like it across the top of the thigh, but you might choose it at the ankle or use a block, whatever version works good for you. But then once you found your way here, hand to the inside of the knee and just gently push the knee down to a level that feels comfortable. If you get any zinging or shooting pain, you've gone too far. But if it feels good, keep an upright spine, soften your shoulders down, close your eyes down for a moment, take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Open your eyes, soften that push into the knee, and then we're going to rotate the heart slightly. So your heart is pointing towards your knee, and you're going to pull that knee up towards your chest, and then gently push the knee away, just to a level that feels nice. Pull the knee in towards your chest, push your knee away. One more like that. Pull the knee towards your chest, push your knee away, rotate your heart back to center, lift through the chest, and lean your heart forward to a depth that feels good to you. Take one more breath. Lift through the top of your head, let your heart follow. You're going to help assist lifting that leg up. So grab the heel, grab the knee, rock that leg one last time. Awesome. And then set that foot down nice and easy. And then we're going to take it right to the other side. So we're going to grab the other knee, grab the other heel, externally rotate the leg, and rock it a little side to side. Nice. And then set it up into your figure four. So maybe across the top of the thigh, maybe across the ankle. And then just if you know that you're across the ankle, you're just going to be a little bit more mindful of how much you push into that knee. Gently push the knee down, find that nice tall lifted spine. If you like, close your eyes down here for just a moment and just notice the sensation you're feeling. One more breath. Releasing that push on the knee, rotate your heart towards your knee, and then we're going to pull the knee up towards the chest and gently push the knee away. Pull the knee in towards your chest, push your knee away. Beautiful. Pull the knee into the chest, push the knee away, and then rotate heart back to center. Lift your chest, lean your heart forward, come to a depth of fold that works good for you. Take one more breath. When you're ready, lift through the top of your head, let your heart follow, catch hold of your knee, catch hold of your heel, lift the leg off, rock it a little side to side, and then set that foot down. We're going to come back to our seated mountain pose. So anchor into your feet, reach up through the crown of your head. Nice. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Right hand over to the left shin, left hand reaches for a twist. Release that hand down. We're going to slide up the shin. Bring the knee to the chest. Bring your nose to your knee. Beautiful. And then release it back to your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left hand over to the right shin. Right hand reaches up. Beautiful. Float that hand down. Slide up the shin. Bring the knee to your chest. Bring your nose to your knee. Nice. And then release that foot down. We're going to take it right into a seated twist. So right hand's going to come across, finding that left knee, rotate, take a nice big breath. And then when you're ready, release and take your twist over to the other side. Beautiful. Come back to center. And then we're just going to step the feet just slightly wider so you feel like you really got that nice firm foundation of your feet on the ground. Left hand's going to touch the side of the chair. Right hand's going to reach up. And we're going to take a nice, generous side bend here. So you're going to go to a depth that works good for you, finding some nice big opening through the side of the body. But if you notice that top shoulder is starting to round forward, you may have gone too far. So just make sure that you can gently pull that top thumb back, opening up through the side body. Maybe turn your head, look up to the sky, take a nice big breath. With control, lift up nice and strong through your side body. Touch that hand down to the chair. Other hand is going to reach up. Lean out. Find a depth of side bend that works good for you. Check on that top shoulder. Can you pull the top thumb back? Can you rotate your head, look up towards the sky? Nice. And then with control, lift it all back up and in. Step your feet in so they're about hip width distance apart. 3 cat-cows here. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale, round your back. And now you're further away from the back of the chair, so you should get a nice big rounding of the back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, round your back. Lovely. One more time here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Find that nice tall neutral spine and then start to walk your butt back in your seat. Get yourself all snuggled back in. And then always an option to take your Shavasana down on the floor if that feels like a nicer way to go. But if you prefer a seated Shavasana to finish your chair practice, scoot your butt way back and then start to settle in. Let your eyes close down if that feels good, or just soften your gaze. And then give everything else a second to find its way there. Soften your toes. Soften the bottoms of your feet. Let your legs be soft and heavy. Allow your body to settle into the solidness of your chair. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Invite a little bit of gentle movement into your fingers and your toes. Maybe invite a little bit of movement into your wrists and your ankles. Maybe a little bit of movement into one knee. Maybe a little bit of movement into your other knee. And then with both feet nice and solid on the ground, lift your back away from your chair, scoot your butt forward just a little bit. And then from here, we're going to lean back again. So let your back find the back of the chair. So your butt's forward, shoulders are back. And now take it into a big good morning stretch like a yawn, but start by just stepping your feet forward. Reach through your fingertips. And now can you reach and lift your feet away from the ground? Reach through your fingertips, lift your gaze, take that nice, big, open, spacious stretch. And then when you're ready, release, soften everything down. Lift your back up, find that nice tall position of the spine, and then stack both hands right on top of your heart. Close your eyes down if that feels good. Take a nice deep breath in, breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. Take another nice deep breath. And as you exhale, think about softening your shoulders, soften your jaw, and let go of anything you're holding on to that won't serve you through the rest of your day. When you feel ready, gently lift up to the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy, happy Wednesday.